Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a really urgent warning about the threat of nuclear conflict. It's about a red line for humanity that, honestly, we can't afford to cross. For the last 79 years, there's been this powerful, unwritten rule that's kept the world from tipping over the edge into nuclear war. It's a fragile kind of peace, one that's been held together simply by a shared understanding of just how horrifying these weapons are. But here's the thing. The source we're looking at today warns that this nuclear taboo is under some serious threat. The risk of things escalating isn't some abstract idea anymore. It's a very real danger. So you have to ask, what would actually happen if that taboo finally shatters? Okay, so first, let's get crystal clear on what this taboo even is, and more importantly, why for nearly 8 decades it's been more powerful than pretty much any treaty ever signed. So yeah, it's this fundamental, global agreement that these weapons are here for one reason and one reason only: to deter. They're supposed to prevent a war, not actually be used on a battlefield.
This rule has kept the world from an unimaginable disaster, but right now, it's facing one of its biggest tests. With tensions flaring up all over the globe, the chance that this taboo could be brutally broken is exactly why we need to be having this conversation, right now.
All right, so let's get to the crucial question. What are the immediate, terrifying, physical results of breaking this taboo? The answer, well, it's simple, and it's absolutely horrifying.
This right here is the core reality of nuclear weapons, and you really can't say it enough. Their devastation can't be contained. It doesn't care about lines on a map or who's on what side. Now here's a really critical point from our source that I want you to think about. You might hear nuclear missile and think about missile defense systems. But even if a missile is intercepted, even if it's shot down, the risk of massive radioactive fallout is still there. We're talking about the potential for entire regions to be contaminated. Land, water, millions of people, poisoned for generations. Just that fact alone makes using them completely and utterly irresponsible.
Okay, so let's shift gears and look at the legal side of things, because the case against them just keeps building. This isn't just about horrible consequences, it's also a deep, profound violation of international law.
You see, according to the Geneva Conventions, the basic rulebook for how you conduct a war, any weapon has to meet these 3 simple tests, no exceptions.
And this just lays it all out, doesn't it? It shows the fundamental problem. By their very nature, nuclear weapons just can't play by these rules. Their effects are indiscriminate, they are wildly disproportionate, and they go way beyond any kind of military necessity you could dream up. And hey, it's not just us saying this. The world's highest court has already looked at it. Experts all over the world agree using a nuclear weapon, especially if a nuclear power attacks a country without them, is just completely out of proportion. It's a potential war crime and a fundamental violation of human principles.
So beyond the physical horror and the legal disaster, any country that actually uses a nuclear weapon would basically be committing political and diplomatic suicide on the world stage.
And here's the paradox, right? The whole point of these weapons is to stop a war from happening. The second you actually use one as just another tool to fight a war, the entire system that was designed to prevent their use, it just collapses. The whole idea of deterrence is shattered.
The first thing that would happen? Instant. Universal outrage and condemnation from every single corner of the globe. There would be no allies, no one defending you, no one willing to stand by the country that broke the taboo. And right after that condemnation comes the punishment: crippling economic sanctions and total diplomatic isolation. The aggressor would immediately become a global pariah, just cut off from the rest of the world. And this is the ultimate terror, because using one nuclear weapon doesn't end a conflict. It risks starting the final one. It opens the door to a global thermonuclear war, a war that nobody comes back from.
So all of this brings us to the final, really stark takeaway from this warning. And it's a message that needs to be heard loud and clear in every world capital.
Look, the message from our source is just unequivocal. Using nuclear weapons is not a sign of strength. It's a cowardly act that puts the entire world population in danger. It is indefensible on every single level. It's unlawful, it's inhuman, and it is absolutely positively unacceptable. And this really is the final, chilling thought we have to leave you with. It's a reminder that in a nuclear scenario, there are no winners. The stakes aren't about nations or armies. The stakes are the world itself.